What is it about hunting and the outdoors that keeps us coming back? Year after year, we willingly ride the same roller coaster of emotion, where we can experience excitement and adventure. But every hunt is sprinkled with disappointments and sometimes misery. Do we seek the destination of our tags being filled, or is the journey our hidden reward? So it's opening morning and it's been kind of dead. It's been slow. We've heard a couple of bugles, but they just shot up real fast. So we have one bull that we think we heard. It's a long ways off. So we're trying to make some lemonade out of these lemons real quick. I'm gonna run up there. I kind of liked it because it's an area where there's really no road. So we're just gonna start hiking up into it, see what we can find. We ended up going towards one of the other bulls that was bugling and just ran right into him, and he just comes right over this hill, and we were bugling and he was bugling, and it pulled him right in. After passing on this young bull, we kept moving in hopes to find something bigger. We hear a bugle, and this is pretty early in the afternoon. We sneak up the ridge. We get up on the little hill, and Joseph's behind me. I'm up in front. I'm catching glimpses of the bull, and as I'm cow calling, all of a sudden I see him turn and start raking a tree. So he's not coming in with my cow call, so I thought, let's try the bugle and see what happens.
was like wailing.
It's so cool. It's been such a good day. I passed up on two. They were about the same, close to the same size. You think this one's a little bigger?
He was bigger. A little narrower, but he was bigger.
Okay. Yeah, he was narrower. Two bulls.
Spike.
A spike. Yeah. And then those two cows came right by us. Man, it's been a good day. It's been so fun.
If you could have seen my face on the other end, I'm just grinning from ear to ear. Filming that thing, that was awesome. That was a good time.
Still,
I heard another one.
I did too, but I couldn't figure out what body was that one. Okay. Man, great job. I saw him start raking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
He never really hammered your calico one time.
He liked the calico. He was really into it, but he wouldn't commit. Then I saw him raking, and I'm like, I think you want the bugle. So then I bugled, and it was like, it's always like this awkward
But he wasn't
silence.
like really mad. He just slowly wandered in.
He did. Yeah, he was like a saunter, just like, check it out.
Yeah. I didn't. Whenever you quit raking, I thought it was done, and then you said he's coming. I was like, really? He didn't act aggressive enough to know he was
If it's the
coming.
lake, it's impossible. But if it's specific tanks, there is a ton of bulls.
Yeah, that's true. Sitting a tank worth it. Just when are they watering? Like this moon.
I know.
They're going to water at night. But they weren't headed towards any water source that I know of.
They do that though. I've seen them in those videos many times. They get out of the bed and they go right to water. Like chewing their cud, maybe dries them out. Yeah, they'll get up. Not middle of the day, but after they get out of their evening bed, sometimes they'll beeline right to water. Well, that's what's right. I mean, no wonders putting on alcohol.
Yeah, I hear him. He's getting on your backpack. Like a dog. His head just showing underneath. Yeah.
As the hunt pushed into day 2 and 3, we found ourselves in the middle of screaming bulls every day, and lots of them. This was quickly turning out to be the best and most vocal hunt I had ever experienced. Okay, so, man, what a morning. My goodness, it has been amazing. We got in on the elk this morning and they were just screaming. We've been chasing bulls all day, literally. It's like once you think they've stopped and another one kicks on, and it's been incredible. So, I couldn't get it done. It's a little too open where they were at, and I kept seeing the herd, but I just couldn't get close enough. And these herds are huge, like they're cows, like 40 cows in a bull, and another 40 cows and another bull, and they're just ripping and screaming. The bull that I was chasing, I think he's around a 350. There's a couple other bulls that I think are in that same range. was hoping for something a little bigger, but I don't want to be an idiot and just pass a good bull. So we're gonna work up in here and listen for bugles for this evening. Hopefully get back on them. The smoke settled in, and man, it's bad. It is like, it's hard to even see too far. Like Joseph can't glass tonight because of the smoke. So it's too bad. All right, let's see how the evening goes. Good, Jones. You have to become the elk. This is perfect scent killer right here. Can't buy that at the store. Got on, man, when we stopped the razor this morning, there was literally like bulls almost 360 bugling. And so we were trying to get the wind, get ahead of them today, because we were just chasing them yesterday, And we know that they're going to be going into the wind, but we wanted to get like a side wind and work into them. It just didn't work out. It's like all the bulls we thought we were ahead of, they moved in a different direction. So we just chased the hottest bull, went after it. Went into a complete rut fest again. Bulls screaming, bugling. I got on this bull and I'm trying to figure out if he's one that I want, if he's big enough, and he's coming from my right to my left, and I didn't realize, I think another hunter bumped him, and they start filing through in front of me, and I didn't have an arrow knock because I wasn't ready. There was nothing near me, and all of a sudden they just start trotting through. So I'm trying to get an arrow in, and as I'm putting my arrow in, he steps out into the clearing, and I forgot to clip my rest up, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, oh my goodness, he's big. He had big main beams. I just think he had a big frame, good fronts, good thirds. I think he was good. I think he was definitely a shooter. So I try to draw back, and my arrow, I realize, is like falling off of my rest because I didn't clip it up. So I draw back down to try to fix it, and he turns and just starts heading down the hill directly away from me. So I had no shot. Oh, it was a bummer. And then we've been chasing bull. I think it's 1 o'clock right now. We've been chasing elk all day. It's a good thing. It's a good problem to have. It was fun, but we're tired. And they finally whitened up, so we're just gonna, I don't know, try to reconvene and figure out what to do for the evening.
Yeah, much better elk hunting than that. We just need antlers a little bigger than that.
for, but everything else is a bit too small. I'll go find another one.
I think it was on the evening of day 7, my brother said, hey, I think I found a big bull. He saw him right at dark, and from what he could see, he said, I think this is a big bull. We need to get a look at him.
So you saw the same exact spot?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And just to think that, this probably was him when we saw him. It was dark. I'm probably seeing about 7:15. It was dark.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just, I'm like, oh, this is, thankfully the Swazi, they do bring in some decent amount of light. But,
15. I bet you that was him. Good job, Dave.
I mean,
that's
it was just
the reason I went in here this morning.
After 7 days of hitting it hard, it felt good to finally have a shooter bull spotted. The next morning I was excited to get into the area that Joseph and David had seen the bull the previous night.
Chasing a couple bulls up here. It's quieting down for the morning hunt. But I look up and there's this. Wonder how he died. Man, we were on a big bull this morning. So close. It was a shooter, no doubt. Hopefully I can get on him this evening.
David is picking us up since we walked so far this morning. We probably walked, I don't know, 4 miles maybe. We're quite a ways away from our razor, so David picked us up. We're all dangling off the edge of this razor now.
Give us a recap, David. Oh man, damn. I'm not very good at these. Put me on the spot too.
Okay, it's evening of 764. I don't know what evening it is, but we're coming in after this bull that we were chasing this morning. There's other people hunting him, but it is what it is. It's public land. It's almost 4 o'clock right now. We're gonna get on this bull that I hunted this morning, and hopefully we can get on his bugle. Joseph's going over to check out another bull he feels like is a shooter. And if he gets on him and he starts bugling, then he's gonna go after him. Or sorry, he's not gonna go after him. If he gets on him, then he's gonna let us know and we're gonna head in there and get on him. If this one doesn't, if we can't find him. So problem is this bull's like right on the road, so it's a little sketchy. I'm afraid that he moved off a ways, and I just hope we can find him for this evening. All right, here we go. As the hunt continued on, we noticed the elk were talking more in the mornings and less in the evenings. This evening proved to be right on trend with little to no bugling. After stumbling into this smaller bull, we finally heard a distant bugle, and with nothing else to go on, we headed in that direction.
Yeah, holy cow, I've seen that. That's crazy. That is decent.
After passing on this bull, I finally heard the unmistakable bugle of the big bull we were after.
And sure enough, we heard a bugle, and I looked at David and I'm like, that's him. That is no doubt that's him. So we start working in on him, and he's being really quiet. Finally, I'm like, I have nothing to lose at this point. I will not get on this bull if I don't do something drastic. So I just start bugling like crazy. Bugling, raking, and trying to push this bull's buttons to try to turn him around. He's going in the other direction. It's getting close to dark. Keep working in on him, and I finally get my opportunity.
I just hit him. He looks good too. I worked on this bull all evening. Good on him. It looked perfect. Yes. Dude, it's crazy. I was I don't even know. 42 yards. How far? 42. Perfect left, right. I think I hard shot him. Thank you, God. Oh, David, he looked perfect. He was sneaking behind you. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Was this him? I come up here and I see him sneaking through this lane, and he comes back here and he gets a people right there and have a clearing. He came right there and he comes out and he wasn't gonna stop us. He stops. Boom. Perfect. It was perfect. He cat moused you. This one didn't even have a count. No count. Like this kid have a culture.
There was no doubt in my mind we were killing that bull. The shot looked perfect. It creased him, but it was just a little on the low side. And I didn't like the feel of how low it was, but I thought I either hit heart or I hit the bottom of his lung. I'm right in the boiler room. This will kill him one way or another.
I am so grateful. You deserve everything.
We tell Joseph, we tell Dad, we get back to the Razors, we're celebrating. I mean, we're just like, we are on cloud 9. This is the biggest bull we've laid eyes on the entire hunt. It was a giant in anybody's standard with a bow. We're so excited. So we decide, with as good as the hit looked, let's get in there. He's probably within 200 yards of me shooting him. He's probably laying right there.
That looks good to me. Does look like lung. It does. It's spongy. Exactly like it. What the hell was he running at this point? I don't remember, Joe.
don't know, since it's night, I can't tell where we're at. It makes me think by the way he acted, you hit long. That's a good shot. It's getting a little bigger than not a lot.
Okay, so I didn't do an update last night. We were on the blood, and it looks good, but it's not bleeding as much as I would like to see it. And we tracked the bull 180 yards, and we didn't find it. So I just felt better about backing out. So it's the following morning we backed out. We spent the night. Didn't get a lot of rest, but now we're back in here. It's probably around 5:15, and we're gonna go in there and just get on the last blood and start tracking it while it's daylight. So hopefully we recover this thing soon. Doubt definitely was creeping into my mind, and I was worried. I did not sleep well that night, and getting back in there that morning, I was just anxious, super anxious to get back on the blood trail and find this bull.
Okay guys, we've been tracking this bull for the last, I don't know, hour and a half. Blood would look good at times, but it's completely dried up now. So we are going to start gritting. I can't believe I'm saying that. We're gonna give it everything we got. Hopefully we can still turn them up. I just don't understand it. Looked like a good hit. So we're gonna do that. Hopefully we can turn this guy up. It's a big bull. Okay guys, so obviously right now we don't have a bull. Pretty disappointing. We got in there and we tracked that bull all morning long from daylight, and it was about 550 yards that we tracked blood, and the blood would be good at times, and then it would dry up a little bit and then get good again, and then it just totally dried up, not even nothing. Then we tracked his track for another, I don't know, 100, 150 yards, and then he just was crisscrossing between other elk, and we just didn't know which track was his. So then we started gritting in there, and we gritted, I think between all of us, about 15 miles back and forth in there. I feel like he is not dead. I think he's alive. I don't know how. I think I hit him low lung, and I think it just didn't collapse it. He was perfectly broadside, so it wasn't like I just clipped one lung. So it's really confusing. We're sitting in here this evening in the same vicinity. I'm trying to see if I can locate his bugle and hear him and go after him again. We'll see. Hopefully we can find him and get him on the ground. That'd be awesome.
You just don't want to wound anything. It's such a disappointment to practice as hard as you practice, to do everything you know to do, to hit the bull where you think was almost perfect and it didn't work out.
so it was a super quiet evening this evening. We started in a different area where we thought the bull might go to, and we had Dad set up over the area where I had shot that bull, and he heard a bull that sounded suspicious, kind of like a little soft, quiet bugle with a little chuckle at the end sometimes. And I thought with me hitting his lungs, maybe he's like having a hard time hitting those high notes. And he sounded so strange, he almost sounded like a ghost, or he just like would just barely squeak here and there. So I thought for sure it was him. So we worked him all evening and finally got a look at him right at dark, and it's not him. But I'm glad we can at least check that bull off the list. I think tomorrow morning I'm going to get up pretty early and get into this area and just start listening for bugles and hopefully identify his bugle and see if we can get on this thing. Man, we got 4 more days. So let's get it done.
So on the 12th day, I was still trophy hunting. But on the 13th day, any 6-point that came out, I'm going to shoot.
On the morning of day 12, I found the bull I was after. Although he wasn't the bull I had hit, he was a bull I would love to have. Knowing this would be most likely my last chance on a big bull, I gave it everything I had.
Just to stay the night. Help me reach it when I leave my behind. City chaos and dust in our eyes. Speeding at our speed, sweetly walking by. You say freedom's all about letting go, stripping down from all ego, tasting beauty and aches in your soul, letting all these restrictions go.
That was incredible. It was a complete rut fest. There was just bull after bull after bull after cow coming through this canyon, and I had them within range. There's one bull that I might have shot. He was decent. He was probably 340, somewhere in there. I saw the bigger one first. We got on him first thing this morning, and he's nice. And he's like the only one that didn't come through the draw like every other one of them. He hung up over here and I kept waiting for him. And then he got into a small fight over here with some other bull. And then it pushed him. He took his cows and went that way. So we gotta keep following him. There's some cows right there. Themselves till 10, so it was really good. So now we're in here a little early this evening and hoping to get in position, and I'm hoping they start firing off earlier. So here we go. we've been hanging out in this area because we feel like that big bull we were on this morning is in here. So just kind of heard a half-hearted bugle, but he answered me. So let's go see if we can check him out and see if it's him. I fucked his cows. I'm trying to run and get ahead of him. It's kind of my hill area. Hopefully I can make this happen. It's a big bull. All right, guys. So I got him. He's down. Man, I'm not super elated because I'm just a little bit sad at seeing him die. It was just a little bit disheartening. It is what happens, but it makes me sad seeing him die. But man, I looped a long ways. Well, first we heard him bugle. We got up on the ridge. I saw him. I knew it was the bull I wanted. I was trying to parallel him with the cows. Somehow the cows spotted me. I couldn't even see the cows, and they started running. And they bailed off the edge of the rim. So I felt like with the wind direction that they were going to continue working the bottom of the rim. So I ran the top of it, ran, and then I hooked over and looked down, and I saw him by himself just walking. So I ran further and then dropped off trying to get ahead of him. And when I dropped off, I could see his legs coming through. And I needed to clear one more tree to get to a clearing. And so I come around this tree and I wait, and I see him coming. So I draw back and I hit him forward in the front shoulder. I could see my arrow sticking out. I don't know how much penetration I got, but I was worried that I didn't get through enough. And he goes barreling, just crashing. And I'm like, man, I think I might only got one lung. What if I only got one lung? I need to try to see if I can get another arrow in him. So I snuck forward and I come around the tree and I can hear him. He's bedded and he's just kind of raking or hitting his antlers are hitting the trees. And I come around, I can see him there bedded at about maybe 60 yards. And he gets up and he saw me and he crashes off and then beds down again, and I come around the tree and he's right there. So I just put one more arrow in him and let's go walk up on this thing. Hopefully we can be happy then.
Before every hunt, I always pray that God would guide my shot, to give me a clean and ethical kill. I don't understand why I did not get that first bull, but I believe everything happens for a reason. Good or bad, it's in God's hands. So I'll have to lay that to rest, and I'll thank Him for this beautiful bull that He gave me.
Anything worth accomplishing is a grind, but for some reason, the more adversity and struggle you face, the more it makes your achievement a true treasure. So yes, filling a tag is gratifying, but the journey that leads you there is what makes the hunt so unforgettable.